welcome back to She Gets It Podcast. It's your girl. I'm your girl, Shan. Okay, this is She Gets It Podcast. Welcome to season 15. If you new, what's up, boo? If you been here, what up, Wody? All right, so it's Monday. We in here once again. This is episode 7. What's up? Y'all see the title. Dreams and fears don't blend. They don't mesh. They don't do none of that, okay? That's what we talking about today. Get comfy, okay? Tell me if oil and water mixes now. No, it doesn't, okay? Tell me if you can get two magnets to attract each other, north to north and south to south. No, you can't. I tried it. Trust me. Used to be my thing as a kid to force two magnets that are at the same ends to attract. That shit was like fighting gravity, okay? Tell me if your daddy still fucks with your mama the long way after that nasty ass divorce they had. No, they don't, okay? They can't even stand to look at each other across the table when it's holiday time and family come over for dinner time, okay? Somebody would rather get a plate. All right? Dreams to be better and fears cannot mix, do not mix. So you're going to have to choose what you're trying to do. Are you trying to be scared of your capabilities? Are you trying to be scared of what your future could look like if you take the opportunities? Or are you trying to be better? Are you trying to put your dreams into action? Okay? Dreams only manifest in real life when you really work at it. It doesn't just come to you. Like if that was the case, a lot of us, and what we dreamed about, we would wake up and we would have it. Okay? That's not how that works. Prayer, because I know we got some prayer people out here, and that's a good thing. I'm not knocking nobody's prayer, but when you pray, you shouldn't be praying for the things that take work to have. You should be praying for the ability and the positivity that you'll need to get it done. You should be praying for the opportunity because you've been doing the work, okay? The Lord is not going to give you something He don't feel like you ready for. The Lord is not going to give you something that He don't see you preparing for. And the Lord is not about to give you something, put something in your hands that you ain't been putting work towards, okay? All right? That's what we talking about today. You know, a little push, a little motivation. You know, some of y'all been stalling at. Okay, some of y'all been stalling at. And once you start, you can't stall out. Like right now, I'm in the middle of defining a bit more things with this trademark attorney about my trademark. And I can't be like, oh, forget it now. No, girl, you already paid. You're going to have to get this squared away. It take too goddamn long for them to get to your shit. Go ahead and do it. So that's what I'm working on now. So I can't be scared to push forward. I already started, so I got to push forward because, you know, it's easier to quit than to continue. Okay? That's what we're talking about today. Get comfortable. Good morning. Did you brush your teeth today? You got your coffee? You got your tea? You know what I'm saying? You did your meditation? You know what I'm saying? Your yoga? You know what I'm saying? You spent your 15, 20 minutes in the car. Maybe you're doing that right now with me. I appreciate you. I know. That's how you know you don't like that job. When you got to sit in your car at least 10 or 15 minutes before you go in with those people for X amount of hours, you don't like your job. And that's okay. Because there's millions of us out here that don't like our job either. But you got to be proactive in getting yourself the fuck up out of there. All right? All right. After these messages, I'm going to go ahead and get to the topic. I got you. So, y'all, I did this bomb episode with Mike, okay? Mr. Mike Perkins, all right? For my punk ass podcast. Can't wait till y'all get that bonus, because it's a bonus episode. You know, we really talked about some things on there with the women and the men of today, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna spoil it. I just want to let y'all know that it's coming. But anyway, what do I have to talk about? Oh, I'm going to just do a quick rundown on what's the update. So for Cozy Womb Podcast, we are on myth number 4 with parenting. So if you're a parent, check that out. So a Patreon B podcast is like a on-the-go audio book club. We are coming up on our last episode for season 8. So if you want to follow along in a new book that starts December 7th, we're going to be reading Taraji's memoir, okay, to figure out like what she had going on from the beginning till now, because the girl got product in stores now. The girl is doing things a bit more elaborate now and a lot more things now. And I just want to support, but I want to know what I'm supporting. So that's why I picked that book, because it's my turn to pick a book. So Casey and Kiki will be reading that book with me on So What Patreon B podcast. For Loudmouth Stereo, in December, we will be back. Me and Greg from Loudmouth Stereo, aka Young Black and Bothered Podcast, will be back on Stereo app. If you don't have it downloaded, get into it. And we'll be back in December with some more shows. What else? The Real Relationship Rapport. I do 2 episodes a month with Dungeon from Stereo on that podcast. You can check that out too. It's called The Real Relationship Report Pod. Did I say all the shows? Cozy Womb, She Gets It Pod, Loudmouth Stereo, The Real Relationship Rapport. So what page we on bed? Yeah, we good. What's coming up? The holidays are coming up, right? I'm gonna still give y'all episodes throughout that week, because y'all know I do it a week early. That week is gonna be a little bit busy for me. I will be birthday celebrating with one of my kids, and Thanksgiving, and watching my friends' kids, hairy kids, their dogs. And yeah, so I hope y'all have good plans for next week. And even if y'all don't have no plans for next week, self-soothe, like do some self-care shit, do something for yourself. She Gets It shop will be open to y'all. I do have to look into, like, they had a lot of product on Teespring that they're discontinuing, but it's none of the hoodies. So if you order a hoodie and you're having like a slight issue with a hoodie, or why they like cancel it or whatever, let me know so I can let them know, because I'm doing that back and forth for Drake from Everything Culture. Okay, and check out Everything Culture. Okay, that is a great podcast. Check it out. By now he should put out what he needs to put out. I don't want to bust his bubble for him if he hasn't put it out yet, but he should put out what he needs to put out. Baylorism, Baylor, okay, BTG for President, another podcast fam, did his hoodies, and they are so fucking good. And me and Drake are like trying to pressure him to like do more, but I know that it's very time consuming for him on top of everything that he has to do, but it's so good. What else? I don't have any other announcements or anything new that's going on. I bought more coffee for my Keurig. And they got like peppermint bark. Y'all know I'm a peppermint bark queen. So when it comes to like those Hershey Kisses that are peppermint bark, love it. When it comes to the pretzels that are peppermint bark, love them. When it comes to the motherfucking coffee that's peppermint bark, delicious. Yeah, I have a problem. But let's get into today's show. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know, if you lost a, in the rapture and shit, today's the 15th, which means it's the middle of the month, okay? So please get your ducks in a row and everything in order. Shoot. We almost close to our next month, our last month of the year. And just get your things in order. Pay things before time is always on time. Save your money if you need to save your money. Don't do excessive shopping if you don't need to do excessive shopping. And just remember, this should have went in announcements, but I'm giving it to you anyway. Just remember, when it comes to Black Friday, that's not really a sale. You're actually paying the price of what that shit is actually worth, because everybody does a 300% markup on shit. So really, this is not a sale price. This is like the actual price of the shit. And don't kill yourself trying to do Black Friday shopping. Don't get into no car accidents. Don't be sleeping outside. Don't be trampling people. Don't be fighting kids. Don't be fighting people's grandmas. Nobody's elderly person should be out there. Don't be taking your Honda Civic to go pick up no 163-inch flat screen TV, because it's not going to fit. It's not going to fit. Y'all don't have the bungee cord to have it on the car. If it slip off and break, don't be trying to steal or carjack nobody. Stop leaving your kids in cars. There's too many people that keep coming on the news. I'm tired of seeing the Amber Alerts by the time I get up at 6 a.m. that says a child is missing or a child's been kidnapped. Here's the vehicle. Why is the child kidnapped? Why is the child missing? Because you purposely left this child in a car that was running outside by itself. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing it to warm up the car. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. And the sacrifices is everybody getting into this cold ass, can't see through the window ass car until this shit defrosts, and then we could go about our business. It's just not worth it to leave a whole child, a whole human that cannot defend itself in a vehicle for some stranger to go in the car and take them to who knows where and do who knows what. It's just not worth it. I'm tired of seeing it. Y'all just dumb. Not y'all, the listeners, but the people out here in this earth. Y'all just dumb. And I wish there was some law to punish these dumb-ass adults that are left with these kids who leave them in vehicles. If people see a child sitting in a car that's under 18 that cannot drive without an adult in it, they should be arrested. If somebody's child is missing because they left them in the car by themselves for whatever reason, they need to be motherfucking arrested and charged, and something needs to be done, because that's the stupidest shit. My mother ain't never did that to me. My brothers ain't never did that to me. I don't do it to my kids. My brothers don't do it with their kids. I just don't understand people's thought process of that being an okay thing to do. It's not okay. Got me all off topic and shit, because that shit just pisses me off every time I see it on the news. And then they be all nonchalant, like they don't really give a fuck that the child is missing. A whole baby is out there with a stranger, and you calm and nonchalant on the news talking about it was only a quick second. They made me sick. All right, so back to these dreams and fears and the fact that they don't blend. All right. Deep down in your heart, you know when you give a fuck or not. You do. You know when you give a fuck or not about your job. You know when you give a fuck or not about your vehicle. You know when you give a fuck or not about the person you're dating, the person you have a child with. Like right now, Anya's dad is wearing a red and white hat and a red and white sweater stripe. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing on this earth. And because he's a grown motherfucking man, I am not double checking and I'm not calling in, because you are not my priority. You're grown. You need to take care of yourself. Obviously, he'll pop up when he pops up, but like, dog, you are not a parent. I am the only parent my child has, my oldest. And it'd be mad evident. And I won't be surprised if this fool texts my phone on his birthday. And I'm going to ignore it because, sir, you're grown as fuck and you got 3 kids and you're worried about your birthday still. Who does that? Anyway, you know when you don't give a fuck or not. Like, I know I don't give a fuck when that situation right there. I know. So that's why I'm not really bothered by it. And you cannot convince another person that your abilities and your ideas are worth their time, their investments, and them taking a meeting with you if you don't logically believe that you can do what you said. If you don't believe that you're capable of creating the work that needs to be done for this project. It's beyond convincing. It's beyond the power of gab, the gift of gab is beyond that. Like, show me the work. Show me what you're capable of. Show me the results, right? And you have to be able to show yourself the results. Nobody wants to follow someone ahead of them who's scared to move forward. Nobody. That's not a good leader, right? So the question is, why are you bringing your fears along with your dreams? What are you scared of? Because if you get to a certain level and you level up from where you were and you might trip a little bit, you still ahead. Like, stop taking everything personally that, they just won't let me. They is fucking invisible sometimes. I know. But they, in your mind, is invisible sometimes. Do what you're passionate about, and it cannot involve you being scared to do your passion. If you could think it up, you could plan it up, you could balance it with your time, and you could do it up. Nowhere in there, in between that, can you be scared to plan it. You can't be scared to give up and sacrifice some of your time. And you can't be scared to put yourself out there to be seen by people who want to witness what you got going on. And this is another thing that people don't understand, but they say up front, oh, I know this, or I know, my supporters won't be my friends. My supporters won't be my family. I know that already. But then when they get into it, they be like, I'm not even getting enough likes. I'm not even getting enough follows. I'm not even getting enough people buying the stuff. I'm not even getting enough traction. I'm not getting this, but nobody be seeing it and nobody retweets my shit. Retweet your own shit. Separate your personal from your business shit and retweet your own shit. Make your own reels for stuff. People love reels. Get on your own TikTok. Make a business TikTok. Put your own links up. Like, figure it out. There's always a way to get in front of somebody's face. Wear your own things. You want people to wear your stuff? Wear your own things. We have to be able to encourage ourselves when nobody else is there to encourage us. Pep talk yourself. Be your own coach. One hand on one hand. Meat on meat. Meat on meat. You know what I'm saying? One hand over one hand. You got two hands. You can do it yourself. Sometimes you don't need a group of people to support you. Sometimes you need to support you. Just like this bra right now. Support. Okay? Support. Yes, you do need to take a risk, but at a certain age, the risk that you take with time and money, it must be calculated risk. Meaning, I took care of all of these other priorities. I have X amount of dollars. This is what I can do with X amount of dollars because I took care of my other priorities. We're not saying just pay your bills and then wait until you get like random money falling from the sky and then do your stuff. No. Figure out a way to budget in your business and you promoting yourself or your project and your supplies after you take care of your priorities. You can do it. You can limit the concerts. You can limit the greenery. You can limit going out with friends. You can limit, eating out all the time. You can limit the trips. You can limit the bitches. You can limit, getting your hair done every other week. You can limit the motherfucking nails, and we in a pandemic, you don't go anywhere, nobody's gonna see them. You can. Like, there's always room in people's budget for what they want to do. It's just like they're not willing to sacrifice the little dumb shit that they do to be able to do the things that they need to do, if that makes sense. Calculated risk you can do. All right? And fears is just the dwelling of self-doubt. That was my throat, not my stomach. Although I do need to eat something. Fears is the dwelling of self-doubt, and also a mixture of what you heard or seen in somebody else's situation. So when you mix that together, it kind of like stunts you from doing your own shit. And you don't want that. So sometimes when you're in a creative mode, you're going to have to cut off social media. You're going to have to cut off talking to people, listening to what happened to them. You're going to have to cut off the naysayers. You're going to have to cut off people from knowing what you're trying to work on. You're going to have to cut off, like, yeah, you excited about X, Y, and Z, but it's not the right time to share it. You know what I'm saying? Because people will doubt you. People will put their fears on you. People will make you feel bad about feeling good. And if you're trying to find your rhythm, you can't listen to that shit. If you're trying to prepare for what you want to come, you're going to have to be comfortable being solo for a little bit. You're going to have to be comfortable being happy with yourself a little bit and not having other people be happy for you. And when it comes to dreams are a start, but they require work to be done. They require research. They require asking questions. They require being raw and not being scared of critique. They require you getting honest opinions from people. And they also require you going for it and taking the opportunity and taking on a project that you never did before, but really like believing in yourself that it can be done and you can do the work. So when it comes to whatever it is that you want to do, just really go for it. Like, really go ham and go hard for it, because you're going to be very upset, like, if you wait and you just sit on your thoughts and don't do nothing with it. You sit on your dreams and you don't do nothing with it, and then 2 years later somebody comes out with something slightly like what your dreams was. Not all the way, but slightly like, and you're like, damn, I should have did it. Damn, I should have just pushed through. Damn, I should have. Come on, man. Come on. Because if you don't believe in you, how am I supposed to believe in you? If I don't believe in me, how am I supposed to just throw my thoughts out here and risk it from being heard or being laughed at or not being liked or being loved by people? Like, you gotta risk some shit sometimes. You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable sometimes until it gets like your comfy zone. When uncomfortable is your comfy zone, can't nobody fuck with that. Nobody can fuck with your uncomfy zone being your comfy zone. So that's why dreams and fears don't blend, because it's like, how you gonna tell me go and stop at the same time? That's what it is. Red light, green light. Red light, green light. Red light, green light. I will go so much further if it was just green. But if you keep stopping, if you keep doubting, it's going to take you longer to get where you need to go. And if you get where you need to go too late, your bus going to leave you. And your bus is the next destination of where you need to be. With your ideas, with your thoughts, with your projects, with your just your balls to do it up. So please stop doubting yourself. Go ham at it. Keep your head down. Don't worry about the people that's, oh, they got somebody to pay for this for them, so that's how they got that. So they way more ahead of me than, I am, because I don't have nobody to do this for me. I'm going to say this. Yeah, if somebody bought all the things that you needed to get things done, that would be a great help. But you're going to appreciate the results more when you know you put in the work and you put in the time and you purchase the shit to get the shit done. Can't nobody be like, oh, you wouldn't be able to do that without me. Can't nobody throw it in your face if you do it yourself. I'm not saying you have to do it yourself, but it's just a better appreciation when you do it yourself sometimes. So, if you packing your dreams, leave your fears. If you're going to bring your fears, stay where you at. It's Monday. Thank y'all for checking in the She Gets It podcast. You can find me at She Gets It Pod on Stereo, IG, and Twitter. If you want to email me, it's shegetsitpod@gmail.com. I appreciate you. This show was brought to you by Red Circle. Red Circle is a web-based platform that helps podcasts push that ass out there. So if you're looking for a new platform, check out Red Circle. Other than that, I'm going to catch y'all on Hump Day, which is Wednesday. Bye.